You are missing one key secret in relation to growing as an entrepreneur. Your nervous system runs your business. Let me explain. You see, we have all these childhood memories, and in these memories, there are events that have taken place. Events where we have been probably humiliated, bullied, teased, whatever it may be. And as a kid, what happens is that sometimes we take some of these events more serious than others. Sometimes we cry about certain events. Sometimes we have certain events affect us so much that we don't even know how to handle it or how to process it. That's number one. Number two, after childhood memories in relation to why your nervous system runs your business, and I'll connect them and I'll show you why this is so important for you as an aspiring entrepreneur. Number two is asking for money. In entrepreneurship, obviously, you have to become comfortable asking for money because you're always asking for the sale. You're always asking for someone to part with and to separate with their hard-earned money and give it to you for something that you are giving to them in exchange. Now, the thing of asking for money, if you go back into your childhood and you ask yourself and look back, and every time you asked for money, how did you feel? If you felt bad asking for money, there's a high chance that those events where you asked for money and mom told you no, or dad told you no, or your teacher told you no, or you couldn't do anything because you didn't get what you asked for, those things are running you and they're controlling you today, which it's making you hard to go out and actually ask for money because you have these memories back as a kid that is controlling you over and over again. That's number two, asking for money. Number three is our view of failure. In school, we look at failure as a certain way. In entrepreneurship, we look at failure as a different way. Now, all of us, many of us have gone through the school system. So what that means is that when we see failure, and this is me personally talking from experience, I was so scared to fail. I didn't want to fail because I saw how people who failed were treated. So in my mind, it created this resistance, this fear of failure. And many of the times, this fear of failure can be a double-edged sword because if you're in business, you have to take risks. And if you haven't heard the saying before, the successful businessman has failed more times than the average person has even tried. I'll say that again. A successful businessman has failed more times than the normal person has even tried. So that means that you have to become comfortable with failure. Now the question is, how can you become comfortable with failure if your whole childhood life you were so scared of failing in school? And that's how deep it gets. So school failure is so different to entrepreneurship failure because in entrepreneurship failure, it's not actually failure, it is just feedback, it is just information, it is just finding out what does not work. That's all it is. In school failure, it's repeating a whole year of a grade. It's doing a test again. It's getting sent to detention. Whatever it may be, the way failure is treated in school is not the way you want to see it in real life. It's completely different. But the thing is, many of us cannot go and take risks in business because we're so scared of these memories that we have of what failure means to us. And I'm laughing because it took me so long to realize that. It took me years to come to realization that it's not the skills problem that you have. It's not that you suck at sales or whatever, or you're good at sales or whatever it may be. It's none of that stuff on the external. It's more the internal work, the work beneath the surface. So when we're looking at personal development, it's not just about reading more books. It's about going to the surface and looking at your fears and your doubts and your worries and your guilts, and looking at all these memories that have taken place in your life that are controlling you today. The last one is rejection. So you have rejection in entrepreneurship, and again, you have rejection in school. When you got rejected in school, it was probably a school you wanted to go to. You got rejected, you couldn't go in. So you had to go to a worse school or a different school that you weren't looking for. When you asked a friend or a girlfriend out and you got rejected, you probably saw that as a certain way. You probably saw that as the only way that you could move forward with is if you had that girl, but you now couldn't get that girl. And all those memories, again, they control us, because when we come into the entrepreneurship world, rejection is part of the game. In order to get more yeses, you have to be able to receive more no's and be comfortable receiving more no's. Now the question is, if we have all these memories and this world view of what rejection means from our childhood, how do you expect to succeed in business? Be honest with yourself. It's going to be so hard, because you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. Because even though you know you have to take these activities of marketing and sales, which comes with a lot of rejection, which comes with a lot of asking for money, which comes with a lot of failure, because you have to try things. You have to take all these actions. But underneath, in the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, from your childhood memories, you have all this fear of not asking for money, fear of failure, fear of rejection. It's almost as if you're going to be walking up a hill with a backpack of bricks on your back. It's going to be impossible to go up that hill because you're carrying all this weight. So, I'm going to share with you the solution that has been working for me, and I know it can work for you. This is what you're going to do. Now, before I get to that, just to share with you, for those who are new to the channel, More Life for All, what this is a movement to give more life to you, which means that we are here and we help aspiring entrepreneurs go from $0 to $10,000 per month on the backbone of sales. Now, More Life for All is built on the foundation of a sales organization that helps entrepreneurs like yourself learn the art and the skill of sales and be able to be in a platform, in an environment where you can practice and apply those skills so that they can become a part of who you are. So that's what More Life for All is. We're here to give more life to you and entrepreneurs, helping them go from $0 to $10,000 per month. Okay, now back to what you do. This is what you're going to do. You're going to look back at all your past memories, as many as you can remember. There's a high chance that you will not be able to remember all of them, obviously. However, whatever comes up to surface when you ask the question, what memory, and you write this down, what memory do I have as a kid about guilt? What memory do I have as a kid about rejection? What memory do I have as a kid about failure? Figure out what comes up to surface. Figure out what comes into where you can notice it. Then what you want to do is that you want to start forgiving yourself for each of those things. So you want to look at the topics around rejection, the topics around unworthiness, the topics around fear, the topics around guilt, the topics around not deserving, not good enough. And you want to go and look at those memories and see those events and see which things have more power. And you're going to go to the one that has the most power, the most strength, the most emotional baggage that you can remember. And you want to do self-forgiveness on that. What is self-forgiveness? I'm going to post a picture up here, so you can go back to that video, watch that video so you can see exactly what self-forgiveness is. What self-forgiveness does, it allows you to see head on the memory that is controlling you, that has power over you, be able to forgive yourself for that memory. So you're reducing its power and its control over you. Then you're going to take responsibility because you created that event, because we create everything. And then you're going to put a new statement of who you are and who you want to be in that environment, in that scenario, the ideal version that you would want to create in that type of circumstance. And that's how you can remove all this baggage out of your way, so that when you are moving towards your goal and you're striving up, all this junk gets pushed out the way and doesn't hold you back. So now, when you're going uphill, you don't have to go uphill with a bag of bricks on your back, and you can actually go uphill with no bricks on your back, just yourself, and it's going to be a lot easier to sprint up to your goal. This is helping for me. This is not some theory-based thing. This is practical work that I have done and I am doing and I will continue to do, because it is giving me a positive return. It is giving me positive results. And if it's giving me positive results, I know I know it can give you positive results too, and I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. I need you to hit your goals, and $10,000 per month is the first goal for you as an entrepreneur. You need to get there as soon as possible. And in order for you to get there, you have to remove the baggage first. Do the internal work first. Priority. Whether that may be meditation, breath work, whatever it may be, you find the right path for you, whether it may be journaling, and go inside of you and figure out what are your fears, what are your doubts, what are your worries, what are your guilts. And then do self-forgiveness so you can remove those things from you, so that those things, those memories do not control you for the rest of your life. With that being said, that's it for today. I hope you gained a lot of value. One thing I ask is comment below what you did not like about this video.